Greetings, Elder Blacklight, Allah 24/7, God Vision. Now, you say Uncle Sam on trial, United Snakes of America on trial. Uh, if you are a patriot, you might not want to watch this video because you ain't going to agree with what I'm about to say. Uh, if you are black and you're a Muslim, some of the things I'm about to say, you might not agree with it. See, it's Judgment Day. Everybody says that. It's all in the books, the holy books, that it's Judgment Day. Usually when you have a court, usually when you have a trial, you have a court, you have two attorneys prosecuting, the defense attorneys, and a judge. And then you have a jury in some cases. Well, we don't have a court system to judge a nation, but we do have history. And when you go to the root of the history of the foundation of the United States of America in the early colonial days, when they was just colonies, and they're trying to get their independence from Britain. That's all this is about. Their culture was made up of Europe culture, Caucasian culture, the way they lived in Europe. When they came to the United States, so back then it wasn't the United States. The Indians had a name for it, Turtle Island, and some say it was something else, depending on who do you ask. And they've been in the wilderness of North America doing their thing for thousands of years before the Caucasian European came over here. When he came over here, he brought diseases, talking about the European, he brought diseases that never, the people over here in America, the Indian, never had before. A lot of them died. He wanted to conquer the Indian and change his culture and explore and get all the wealth of the land that they had, that he knew about. And in doing so, he brought some Africans. And this is a part that they don't teach you in history school. I mean, in the school, is that it was a very highly intellectual, wise people from the tribe of Shabazz that were brought over here. They were already engineers and scientists in 1555. This dude named Hawkins. And they were help building up the land and was tricked. Just like the Indians were tricked on Thanksgiving, they were tricked and then slaughtered. This is in y'all history. Moving right along, they enslaved these people along with others for 400 years and held them back in education. They couldn't read or write. If they were caught reading and writing, they would get punished severely. And they wouldn't know, after they so-called freedom, they didn't want them to mingle in their society and they didn't want them to mix with their women. They didn't want them to vote. They couldn't vote. They couldn't do nothing. When they set up a prosperous town or city for themselves, terrorists would come and burn it up. They called them the Ku Klux Klan, and they had other names. All of that is still happening today. If a brother try to get successful in the USA, they would terrorize him. Just like this YouTube. A lot of you brothers and sisters don't know that if you don't talk something to upset the apple cart, if you just, soft and go along to get along, then they will give you all the views you want. But if you talk against them and tell the truth about it, you didn't know that these algorithms is set up to sabotage your YouTube channel. You didn't know that people could buy likes. You didn't know that people could counterfeit your video and alter it and have you say things that you didn't really say, do things you didn't really do, because they got computer wizards, internet wizards that can manipulate anything they want to do, and they sell likes and they sell views. So if you got low views, maybe you should have more. If you got a lot of views, maybe you should have less. You don't know which one of us is buying views and likes. You don't know which one of us is down with the black man's calls for freedom, or which one is down with the enemy. So on trial, we can prove all of this. And if we have a jury of honest people, they would say the Caucasian is guilty of devilment, of deceiving not only his citizens in the US of A, but all over the planet. He stole all the money, all the gold. He stole all the gold and all the copper and land. He took the land from the people. He controlling all of this through military might. All of this is being controlled through military. And we can prove it. He's trying to get you to stop carrying guns and stop buying guns. And eventually he's going to do that if you don't wake up. And he's trying to get you to go cashless. And eventually he's going to do that. And when he does all of this, he's going to have complete control over what you say, do, and think. So, just letting you know that A lot of the ones, even if they are of the original nation or the black nation, they still gonna side up with Caucasian, instead of their own self, their own family. And we all know the reason for that. For 400 or 500 years, you've been conditioned to hate yourself and love the Caucasian. So remember, in a couple of more months, year or two, uh, when the United States fall, if you don't have your system of black people building their own system coming in, the Caucasian is going to bring in a system worse than the one he had when it failed. He's going to call it the New World Order, but it's going to be a system where he has complete control over your mind, your body, and your soul. This is Black Light.